What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about the three main levers that every business has for increasing revenue. And yet, for some reason, most businesses tend to focus on only one of those three, that is the one that's the most difficult and most expensive, while the other two of those three just get left neglected, even though those things can end up being way more profitable, way more cost effective, and are a lot easier to implement. Okay, so really quickly, throughout the last decade of working with all kinds of different businesses, I've worked with businesses from everything from, small startups that are just getting their start with online marketing to established brands, well into the 8 figures and beyond. And I've noticed that there are certain, patterns you see over and over and over that you will notice with the companies that either have just reached a high level of growth, or the ones that especially are growing at the quickest rate versus the ones that kind of stall and don't really seem to change very much from year to year. And it really comes down to which levers they're pulling for growing the revenue for their business. So the three main levers that you have, the first one is that you can just acquire new customers. The second one is to get more sales from your existing customers. And then the third one is to increase the average order value from existing customers. So let me give you some examples of these things. So first of all, just getting new customers. This is the one that most businesses spend the most time, money, and energy focused on. So that could be things like running more ads, increasing the ad spend of your existing ads, putting out more organic content on your existing social media channels, maybe adding in new social channels. So, getting active on different social media platforms you haven't already been active on, or even adding in new things like going to the YouTube route or podcasting. So there's all these different, places where you can try to acquire new customers from. And the thing about this particular lever is it tends to be the one that requires the most time, money, energy invested into it for you to actually get more customers. Now, the second lever, this is getting more sales from your existing customers. So this is, very simply, it could be things like doing email marketing, doing SMS marketing, adding some subscriptions to your business. So turning certain products you have into subscriptions. So now, rather than, relying on or trying to get them to come back and make a repeat purchase at a later date, now you've got them automatically signed up for a regular repeat purchase. It could be once a month, it could be once every couple of months, or once a year, whatever. It just depends on the offer that you are selling and how long it would take before they would need it again, ideally. And this could also be accomplished through things like rewards programs and referral programs, things like that. So when it comes to that, email marketing, SMS, creating subscriptions, referral programs, all this stuff, yes, they do require a little bit of work. Yes, it's going to cost money if you're having someone else do it for you, but these things tend to cost less than, say, for example, adding in a whole other channel of paid advertising. And the ROI tends to be much higher, meaning that the investment is actually a lot smaller and what you get in return is a lot more. Plus, if you think about it, you're just focusing on, these are customers you already have, so you're just focusing on increasing the lifetime value of those customers. And by focusing more on this lever, now whatever you're doing to get new customers, that from lever 1, you're going to be able to spend more because now your customers are worth more. So you're going to be able to spend more to acquire new customers. So that's why lever 2 is so important to pull. And it's one that you want to prioritize as soon as possible because it's going to make you more effective with lever 1. And it's also, there's just more immediate opportunity and more immediate ROI available there. And then finally, the third lever, when I talked about increasing average order value from existing customers. So what that looks like. So that could be as simple as just raising prices. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with businesses where I had them just, double the price of one of their main offers and sales continued as if they hadn't changed anything. So now they're literally just doubling the revenue they got from that particular offer just by changing the price. And this isn't always going to work. This is something you have to test with your business. You have to, test how far can you increase it and where does it make sense, because you don't want to, eventually you will typically see some slowdown in the number of transactions as you increase increase prices, but you're making more per transaction. And depending on the nature of what you're selling, it could mean that you're getting a higher quality customer, or it could mean that you're also now, investing more into how you fulfill that product or service. So, investing more into creating a higher quality product, or investing more in the fulfillment of the service you're selling. So raising prices, there's a lot that opens up for your business. But again, that's one of the simplest ways, and one of the most overlooked ways, because everyone thinks that you can't do it, but they've never tried it. And then when you try it, you'd be surprised at. It doesn't mean you raise prices across the board, but just test it on some of the offers you have. Some other ways you can increase the average order value from your existing customers is maybe doing some upselling in your automated email flows. So just getting people to buy, more expensive versions of the purchases they're already making. Adding some order bumps to your website. So you notice when you shop on Amazon and you are on the product page, sometimes it will tell you this product is often purchased with this and this. Click this button and you can add them all to cart. Same thing whenever you're checking out. A lot of times they will suggest other products to add to your cart right there. You can do the same thing on Shopify or whatever software you're using. You can have it set up to where people are getting additional product recommendations, either based on the products they've added, or you could have exclusive offers that only display during the checkout process, but they can't be purchased on their own. And those are great ways to, again, increase the average order value of the purchases that they're already making. A couple other things you could do would be things like creating different bundled offers. So bundling multiple products together, and then maybe giving them a little discount for it being bundled, but you have it bundled in a way that the total amount that they're spending is, notably more than they normally would. So it ends up being more profitable for you, even though they're actually getting a better deal for the total value of what they're buying. And then finally, the last thing I want to mention here is focusing on higher average order value offers. So rather than giving someone a 20% off coupon, maybe doing a coupon where it's like a buy two, get one, right? So there's a lot of value in that for them because they get one free product. So, but they had to buy two things to get that one in the first place. So again, the idea here is that, and you have to run the numbers on your business to make sure this makes sense. But for a lot of businesses, considering the cost of fulfilling an order, so considering shipping costs and, everything that's as far as like the packing and shipping and all that's happening, not just the shipping costs, but like everything else that goes into it, that increase in average order value can help you be more profitable, even though that customer is getting a free product out of that transaction. Overall, you end up making more profit. So focusing on those types of flows. So again, this is something where by doing this lever, or by pulling this lever, you're just being more efficient with the existing customers you already have. And a lot of these things, yes, you or someone on your team is going to have to implement the work to create this. But, a lot of times things like raising prices or creating new offers are very simple tasks, or, adding order bumps. You're talking about, this is just a matter of finding a good app that does some of these things and just adding that to Shopify and following the instructions, right? These don't always have to be very expensive, very complicated projects to get these things going. But the main point I want to drive home with this video is that when it comes to those three levers, is that our tendency is to focus on lever one, which is just trying to acquire new customers, and neglecting those other two levers, which are getting more sales from your existing customers and then increasing the value of each sale from your existing customers. And by focusing more on those two things, not only are they way more cost effective, but now it's going to be easier for you to then go pull lever one and acquire new customers, because the new customers you acquire are worth so much more that you can make sense of spending more to acquire those customers, and then you can outspend your competition. And that really is the main strategy for a lot of businesses that are aggressively attacking the market share of their industry, is that they're just trying to beat their competition at every level. So meaning that they want to have better offers, better product quality, better service, better fulfillment. But then also the main game that everyone kind of has their attention focused on is they want to beat them at the marketing and sales game. They want to be able to outspend their competition to where, they're just able to buy up the market. And that is really at a high level, that's how those things are done. And I wanted to mention those examples so that way you have some specific tactical stuff you can go implement. And again, a lot of these things you can literally get this implemented this week, and you're going to be getting more sales from your existing customers this week. And then everything from there is just going to be more upside. So I hope that video helps, and I will see you in the next one.